Okay. All right. Well, welcome y'all to the January 4th board meeting of 2022. So before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you for everybody who is willing to return another year to serve on the board. And then thank you to our new folks who are willing to step up and serve. So I know it can be challenging, especially with everything that has been happening with COVID and all that. And it's challenging before you put that into play, but it's certainly an important job. So I look forward to serving our club with you all. So the first order of business is to talk about the plan for next week with cases spiking. I'd love to hear your feedback. I would probably recommend, I guess, unless there's an objection, that we meet solely on Zoom. But what are your thoughts?
I vote for, with the cases rising up right now, I will vote for a Zoom meeting for.
I'll vote for Zoom.
I'll vote for Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Zoom.
All right, good deal. Well, Zoom it is. So next thing, I just wanted to kind of check in. We really don't have too many new positions, but I just wanted to check in and see how everybody was doing. Don't forget, I know we talked about it in December, that if you're new or even returning, send your updated information to Mike so he can get that on the website, and then also in Sparks, how you want it listed. Do you have anything else you need, Mike?
Yeah, I haven't gotten any bios yet. So, if everyone would please go ahead and update those and get them to me. I like to have them updated by our next meeting. So,
Mike, can you send me an example of what you're looking for?
yeah, there's some on the website if you'd like to, look at, it's just a pretty general, just introducing yourself to the club, how you got into ham radio, what some of your passions are, that kind of thing. Just, tell a little story about yourself, introducing, to the club pretty much.
Where can we find?
Maybe,
I'm sorry.
maybe a paragraph. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask, where can we find what's up there already?
It should be. Yeah, it's on the website. If you
Under
look,
BOD.
go to the board of directors. Yeah.
Okay.
It's there. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can get those in for me, I'd like to have the website updated before the club meeting.
Yeah, but I only see Steve's information. That's it.
Then, yeah, he's maybe the only one that provided it then.
So how can we see what we did last time?
Probably it hasn't been updated since Bob did it. So, yeah, there was only a couple of new members. So.
Well, maybe
yeah.
This is probably what I'll do too. Go back and I don't know if you have the emails that delete after so long or not, but if you've got it in the sent email, you might could go back and find what you sent in a previous year, Lynn.
My emails delete out after 6 months. I'll find it. It's not hard.
I can write one and send out what I'm planning to put out if that would help everyone.
That would do
Yeah, just a template would probably help.
Okay. Yep. I'll do that. I'll try to send something out tomorrow to give everyone a pattern.
Sounds good.
Well, one of the other transition tasks I know that has still been on hold kind of from last year would be with the banking stuff. So Joe, do you want to fill everybody in since you've got firsthand knowledge?
I talked with the branch manager at the Memphis branch, and she said there should be no problem because of it being an organization. She thinks that the person was thinking that it was a individual account, and if it's an individual account, the outgoing person has to be there as well as the incoming. So I got her card, and I've given Mary Jean, Steve, and Jim the information on the manager to where if there's a problem in the Bartlett branch, call her and she'll get it straightened out to where the Bartlett branch will accept just Steve and Mary Jean and Jim being there. Be sure to take minutes, the Sparks newsletter copy that shows the minutes or shows the election of officers for this past election as well as the one before, because that's when Jim got elected.
I have no issue with just going straight to that branch. I mean, it's not that far away, is it?
It's at Poplar and Riverdale. But I think it'd probably be just as easy to go to Bartlett and get it squared away for sure.
Okay.
And not have the problem next year.
Yep.
Or whenever there's a change. I think that's just it was a new person that didn't know the rules.
Well, thank you for going to that branch and getting that answer for us. So,
You're welcome.
does anybody have any questions about that? I mean, I'll get with Jim, and I guess if we need to get with Steve too, then I can get with them and all that outside of here to go from there. So
I guess I'm not aware of what the conversation is about. So I'm assuming it's taking Steve's name off the account and putting your name on, Mary Jean.
well, so Jim, last year we had issues with getting the previous treasurer off. And what Joe was saying, what happened is that Steve and the previous treasurer, David, were the ones on the account. And Steve and Jim tried to go, and they were not able to meet up with David. And with COVID and everything, they were trying to get just Jim added on. And this individual told them the wrong information, but basically saying that they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's
Even
what-
before that,
Yeah.
David and I met at a Regions Bank down in Collierville, and they wouldn't do it there either. They wanted Steve there.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So I did include in the December Sparks about, well, in the November Sparks, it shows the members that were nominated for the positions. And I think in the December Spark, the meeting showed who was elected. So is that going to be sufficient to take the November and December copy of Sparks?
Mm-hmm. And if it works for you, Jim, I mean, I've got a good printer. I can print out each copy of Sparks, so that way we're not having to double copy, unless you want to go on if you've got it printed out already. But if not, I can.
No, I don't have it printed, but yeah, if you've got a copy, that's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've looked on the Delta Club board. I don't see bios at all.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah,
Other than
I know
Steve.
I know it's been in there in the past, but yeah, I just see
Yeah,
Steve's.
when they
and
switched over
not
to
even
this
complete.
new website, it got deleted. It does have just the name of the board of directors from 2000. And Mike, can you invert that to where you have the most current year at the top and then go down the older ones?
Yeah, I'll try to do that, Joe.
Okay.
So do we need, I don't see where we've done bios other than the president's or Steve's up there, Joe, like you say, are we doing it or are we not?
I think it needs to be done.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw them in previous years.
I hadn't seen any there at all.
I
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen
did.
anything since we changed over to the new website.
Yeah.
No, they were there before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing them way back then when I joined, but then all I saw was a listing of the board.
Is there
No.
like a backup of the website easily accessible where you can grab that?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not that I'm aware of. I would have to talk to Bob, but no, I don't. There's when I update, there is nothing about a backup or anything like that, or restore.
I'll call Bob and see if he can send me a copy of the officers' bios. I'd hate to have to restore mine.
Yeah. I gotta go. He's got a CD for me that has a bunch of the Sparks past issues on it. But I don't know if it has anything for the website or not.
Yeah, I think Sparks has it, but I don't. know.
No, Sparks didn't have the bios.
Right. Do you want me to put it in Sparks as well as put it on the website, maybe just to introduce?
I don't think we need to do that. That's too much in Sparks.
Okay.
Sparks is getting a little bit lengthy anyway, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
I
But,
trimmed my training message down this month.
Okay.
Joe, I was going to ask, do you post all those classes on the web?
No.
I think that's great information for the web, and it would cut down on what all we have in the Sparks, every month having the same thing. But, maybe hit a couple of meetings back, and then when you add one, knock another one off.
Well, that's what I've done. I usually keep a year's, which is what, 4 or 5 classes.
Yeah, but I'm saying that'd be good information on the website because it shows activity.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives us a good, I just think it's good information to put out there for somebody that's looking. They can say, oh, look at all these classes they have and how they've done it, whether it be in person or Zoom or a combination of the two.
Okay.
Well, if it's okay with you, Mike, since you've had a year under your belt now to kind of get a little more comfortable with things and all that, what if we, over the next month, if we all kind of looked over the website to see if there's anything we could do or add or need to update or whatnot? And
Sure, that's a great idea. I'm all for that.
Because it'd be a good idea, like when y'all do the stompers or mud stompers, that's good stuff for the web too, showing activity.
mm-hmm.
Don't have to say much about it, just say what we did and how we helped and what it was.
Yeah, and something else that kind of ties in the transition stuff, Steve reached out and got it set up, so I'm now an admin on the Facebook page. So I haven't posted anything yet, but I'm going to be coming up with try to come up with a social media plan like we used to back whenever I worked with different pages, and try to post not only about events that we're doing, but maybe interact with some of the other radio pages. And Steve has already done a tremendous job getting the Facebook page more active over the past couple of years and getting the YouTube account going and everything. And I believe that he's gotten me just about everything I need to get going on those accounts. So, but like you said, maybe if we can keep and continue getting stuff out there, Lynn, about what we're doing and what we're getting involved in and all
Yeah,
that.
Facebook's a good place
good.
too, but yeah, great idea.
So, well, Steve got that going for us. So
Thank you, Steve.
yes, thank you.
No problem.
All right. Other than that, though, are there any other? I know we'll still need to. So we've got the banking. That's the big thing. I know, Steve. I know that you'll talk more about the programs later. But do you feel like you've got everything you need from Ian and Ray?
Yeah, we spoke over the phone. I think it was Sunday. I don't know. I was on vacation, so I don't know. But I think it was Sunday we spoke on the phone. And I got some stuff from him, and it looks like what I have in the agenda is not going to duplicate. And he gave me one more person that we want to add to which I'm going to contact. And he's gonna give more info on the past programs. He's gonna email me sometime as well. But I think I have the whole year pretty much covered. The only thing is I had to just finalize the guest speakers. And I mean, that just takes me a couple months in advance, and that's why I moved those down the line. I spoke with Walt Silver. He and I were very good friends, and but Walt, he's actually doing a video for the league, so I think we're going to use that instead of having him talk. He's going around the country right now doing speaking engagements. So, but the first one I can do. I mean, the January one, I already have a presentation I done in the past about online testing, and which I'm heavily involved, and I can give it a summary of where we are now as compared to last year, where we first started doing online testing. So, other than that, I think I got pretty much the whole year covered with ideas.
Are you, are you doing the online testing as a default for not having another program, or because
I know you're gonna go with this, aren't you?
what was that?
I think I know where you're gonna go with this.
Well,
And I was gonna bring it up. So
Joe St. Columbia down in Helena did a program on grounding a Ram pickup truck utilizing the Tar Heel. He talked with the people at Tar Heel, and there's 10 bonding points that he used. And you know, if somebody's going mobile, they really need to know that.
Yeah.
And plus the fact it's a somewhat of a local. Joe is a life member of Delta Club, and it's somewhat of a local person that people can talk to when they get into bonding, you know, into bonding on a truck issue.
sure. I mean, like I said, it could be that's I have the plan for February, and that could be that if I can get the video in my hands. Otherwise, we can always swap it around.
Yeah.
But it will be something. If we have more experts on that, it will be good to have multiple point of views.
But you know, I'm sure Ward Silver is more grounding on your base station and towers.
Actually, he's way outside that. I mean, trust me, Boris is he knows his stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, he wouldn't be where he's at today if he know his stuff. But I mean, right now he's just doing the rounds right now, promoting the book. So, which actually I just got my autograph copies came in the mail a couple days ago. But like I said, we can have multiple point of views. And like I said, I'm waiting for the video to be posted in the league, and I think it's just we're going to use. I asked him to actually be a live talk, but he's just too busy right now with a book tour.
Okay. I didn't know if it was just a default program or what.
No, I mean, I'm open to it. But like the one for January, it's I'll be doing that. I got the slides. I already done that presentation before. I just have to tweak the slides to
Okay.
where we are today with the online testing,
Okay.
and you know the security behind it. The progress has to be made, which changes almost every single day. It changes how the guy who's actually doing the coding, he's a little bit has so much free time on his hands. So every week it's like something's changing. But it's amazing how much we have done on the online testing.
Yeah.
Good deal. Let's see. So John, there's really not anything to hand over to you at this point, except for just being ready in case I can't make a meeting or something. But with the new roles of membership recruitment, I've got a few ideas, but I'm going to give you a call and talk to you before I bring some ideas to the board next month. So.
Okay.
But nothing really to transition that's old business from last year. So, all right, well, good. Well, I guess if anybody has any issues or whatnot, even you know, still don't hesitate to reach out to the person who had the role previously or ask any questions from board members. That's what we're all here for. So, let's see. All right, well, we'll start with the board member reports. Let's see. Jim, do you want to go first?
Sure. Yep, just need to unmute myself. All right, so I sent out the treasurer's report for this month, well, for last month, actually. So we didn't have a whole lot of activity on our account. We did have $235 in deposits for new members. Oh, sorry, for renewals of members. We had, I think we had 10 applications, including Len's that I received by email and his check that came by, from his straight from his bank. Then we also had 2 deposits that Joe made for sales from the Karen Chancellor estate. And then we had just 1 check written for $131.57. And we talked about that last month, that was the GoDaddy reimbursement to Bob Fotter. So total deposits of $485, the 1 check left us with an ending balance of $19,421.74. I think we've talked in the past about taking some of that money and rolling it into a CD. So maybe we can take care of that when we, or shortly after we get names changed and get banking all set. We do have the CD that currently is $10,827.41. That is, I was just pulling that up just a moment ago. That's set to mature in October. So we'll have to take care of that as well. That's also hosted at Regions Bank. Then all the applications that I received for the month, I did forward to Carolyn, so she has PDFs of those, and I have the originals, which I'll eventually get to her when we have a moment to meet. And that's all I've got today. Any questions?
Yeah, we were talking about putting more money into CDs.
Mhm.
And I was going to say, since our inflation rate is around, what, 4 to 6% right now, and the CD is probably going to pay out 1%, do we want to hold off on that?
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but I know that I think the Fed has said that they've got the option of raising the interest rate about 6 times in the next 2 years. So I wouldn't be in a rush to do that.
I mean, you're gonna have at least, it's gonna reach at least 2% within the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So I would, if you can hold on, even a money market account will be a little bit better than the short-term CD.
Yep.
Eventually, because I mean the rates are they have
There's
nowhere
no
to
money
go.
market account for organizations.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So you have to go with the CD. I will, if you can hold on about a year and see what.
Or do it for a short term,
For
Yeah.
short term.
do a short 6 month, 9 month.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do because the government doesn't move that fast.
Oh, they'll move fast. I mean, they'll raise up. The Feds will raise up the different discussion for a different day. But yeah, the interest rates will go up.
Well, yeah, gingerly, I guess, so people
Yeah.
can still make payments on their debt. But nonetheless. Anyway, that's
Okay.
all I had to say.
Okay,
You're good.
all right. All right, so the budget, we need to vote on that this time, right? Or is it next month? I have to go back and check.
Yeah, actually, I'm not sure when we do that. I know I sent out the proposal last month and we discussed a little bit. I'm not sure what we have to do to formalize that.
Do we need to put in a Zoom payment into the budget as a line item?
Are we paying for Zoom now?
Well, we're gonna,
Or we?
we need to talk about
We
that.
haven't, but we need to.
Where have we been getting the Zoom from?
All right.
Donations.
An anonymous donor,
Yeah, the one that's not important.
the one that thought we were only going to use Zoom for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I will make that a line item for next year.
All right. So we do need to, per our new constitution that we all worked so hard on, we do need to confirm a written budget at this meeting, and then it needs to be published in the February Sparks. So, like Joe mentioned, I can re-forward that email that Jim sent, or Jim, if you need to re-forward it, or if everybody can find it, the 2022 budget, or I can pull it up, and do a screen share. Let me just do that.
Okay.
All right. Everybody see it?
Sure can.
Okay. So with Zoom, Steve has been so graciously paying for that service for us. And it's been $30 a month with just having different licenses. And for those who are not familiar with it, the free account that so many people do utilizes, you're only allowed so many participants in a meeting. And then you're also limited to about 40 minutes. So with the next level up is a $15 a month plus tax, or $150 for the year. And that allows you up to 100 participants. And then you have, I believe, really it's unlimited time, but I think it's like 30 hours or something that you're allowed. So, I mean, it's there, if we have a 30-hour long meeting, we're, that's something else, but which I guess we could, but.
Well, we'll ask people to sign off.
Yeah. Yeah, sign off, sign back, take a recess. So, and what the licenses are is that it's, instead of having multiple different accounts, licenses allow you to have somebody else who, with their own login and everything, can send out, create Zoom meetings and everything, and be able to record on your behalf and all that. So with the way it's been set up, there's been 2 licenses, and it's been the Pro, which is the next level up from the freebie. And so that's $30 a month. We could probably get away, and I've talked to Steve and Joe about it a little bit to try to kind of figure out what we've been doing. And then I've been trying to look through Zoom since I talked to them. And I think we might be able to change the email login and even the credit card and all that information if we want to keep doing that. Because I do think that if we're relying on it, I think that we, as a club, we should pay for it. But I think we could get away with the $15 a month one, and then just share the login information with the appropriate people who need it to create the meetings. So I think we could do that. From what I've,
Mary Jane, who all would need to do that other than the president?
well, so Joe has been utilizing it for the classes, Delta Club
okay.
classes, and then Joe has been creating the Aries member meetings for John to use for Aries. So we
Okay.
could, I mean, we could still kind of do similar to what we're doing, but I feel like we should be able to get away with the $15 one. If not, you can add on and keep that extra license, or we could start off with keeping the 2 license one and then always drop it down later.
Mary
Well,
Jane,
is 30 hours enough
Well-
to have the online meetings and
Well,
everything?
Well, oh yeah, because I mean, that's just saying like 30 hours, I guess, would be ideal if somebody was having a live stream of a conference or something and didn't want it to end.
Oh, it's 30 hours a week, not 30 hours a month.
Well, I
Right.
guess in a nonstop day's time.
Continuous meeting.
Yeah,
Hmm.
up to 30 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, there's
Oh,
not,
okay.
yeah, we're gonna be, we will not
Okay.
exceed that.
Right.
So,
Unless we use Zoom for field day.
yeah, that would be, so, but in that case, we could just say we're gonna cut it off and then cut it back on or something, you know?
Right.
No, field day's only 24 hours anyway.
Oh,
Well, you got to shut up
true,
and tear down.
true. So anyway, so I guess what we need to do is talk about to see what we want to do. I know we all kind of started thinking that everything was going to go back to normal, and cases are going up quite a bit, which we won't know for another couple of weeks whether the hospitalizations and the death rate and all that is going to really show with it. But you know, I imagine that we'll need to keep Zoom for at least, I think Joe said, you know, he'd like to at least keep it while he's got the class. So for another couple months at least. But the question would be, I mean, I'm assuming if we're okay with adding this into the budget, would we want to just pay for so many months and extend it month by month, or would we want to go on and just pay for it for a year with a little bit of a discount?
I think we're gonna have this situation for quite a while, so I'd go ahead and figure on long term.
Yeah,
I agree with Lynn.
What was that, Lynn?
I think we need to continue or start thinking long term that we're gonna have this with us for a while.
I mean, I'll give you an example. Another club that I manage, I buy the subscriptions for them every year. We meet every Saturday, and I buy the pro subscription. I've been doing that for 2 years now. We have never hit the limit, and you know what? It is worth it just to have it for the whole year. And you can, if you start going live, you can still use it for bringing us remote guests in, or if Joe needs to do a class online. I mean, it can be used for multiple things, not only for the meeting. So it's well worth the $150.
Yeah, and I just the feedback that I've gotten is, because I'm on the, I guess it's on Facebook. I get some emails off of Facebook every once in a while, and people enjoy going back and looking at the meetings, whether they can't make it, but they may be here in town and just have something else to do that night and can't make it. And since we're recording the meetings, usually, a few times we've had some technical problems, but as much as we can record them, that's a great way of having them, and then we can save them for future reference. So
Correct.
And I really do like the board of directors meetings being, in this format as well.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can set up recurrence meetings. So if you have a meeting set up every month at X day at X time, you can set that up ahead of time.
Yeah, I think, Steve, that's what they've been doing with the training and the meetings and whatnot. So.
That way, it's the same login, same password, and it's not
Well, I know we are good for logging in for this month. And Steve has said he'd be happy to keep doing that. But I mean, if it is something that, we are into this for almost 2 years now. And we just thought that it was something we needed to decide and see, like Joe said, it's probably a good item that we get added into the budget because of what it is. So,
I mean, you can put it this year, and then we can meet again towards the latter part of this year, see how COVID's going, and make a decision for next year.
Yeah, because I don't think Omicron is going to be the end.
I think we're gonna see this. I mean, I tell you right now, I was supposed to report back to the office at the end of the month. I just got the email today saying forget about it. So
Right.
I'll be continuing working from home until who knows when.
So if
Maxine,
we,
are you looking for a motion, or do you want to give some more time, or what do you want right now?
I mean, so what I'm thinking, because I've been poking around with it, and unless there's an issue where we had to have multiple licenses, I think we we could probably just start with just the basic level of the pro. So the 149.90, which is it's a $30
That's plenty
saving,
enough.
but
Plenty enough for now.
yeah, and then if we had to, we can always add on extra licenses on that. But with tax, that would come out to $163.76. So we
Why
can
don't we
set
do
that.
this? Why don't we put in the budget for the year, what it would be on a monthly basis? And then if we
Yeah,
go for on an annual, if we decide to do it on an annual one later on, it'll be cheaper. But that way it'll be in the budget and we won't have to go back to the board or,
To the membership.
to the membership.
all right. So that would be
I think-
196.56. So 200.
So $200.
$200. Not enough 200.
All right. Let's see. Would we need to do a new category for that or just, or where would we put it?
Do you want to put something in for media? And be like for the, if we go back in person, are we gonna do we're gonna do Zoom too?
Well, if you bring in a outside speaker, that will be the best way to bring them in.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you're gonna end up using Zoom.
Okay, so you'll need to have a Wi-Fi that works at the church. So do you want to put a media or meeting space? A meeting space could be for Zoom. Meeting refreshments.
Well, it's not refreshments, but
Well,
But under my cup of tea, I'm, space meetings.
Well,
So,
why don't you put it down for what it is?
oh, yeah,
So,
you could, yeah.
I
Meeting
mean, it's
equipment?
not-
media
Just-
equipment.
No, I'd put it in
put it under
media, Zoom,
You can put it-
media dash Zoom. I
Yep.
mean, we're not trying to hide anything.
I just want to say that you can take, for right now, since we're not using the meeting refreshments line item, and we haven't really been. So there's money, there's a line item for that to be used.
Well, we could use that, the minute we go back into meeting together, we could be using refreshments. A budget is just an estimate of what you think you're gonna use.
Right, I understand.
We got plenty of money in the checking account. Just put a Zoom, media Zoom and contract for a year and because I know Joe can use it for what he's doing
Oh, yeah.
and directors can use it, even if we meet. Somebody might not be able to and want to Zoom in on the meeting.
Oh, it's definitely, I will say, somebody that's been on the board for a while and Joe can attest. I think this is working out perfect for the board meetings. You don't have
Yeah,
to
that's great.
2 different weeks in a row, set aside time and driving up to the meeting. So
Oh, yeah.
we talked about it, a couple of years ago, but that's back before Zoom was really used and popular, and we were thinking of some way of doing it. Once this hit, it was, man, this is ideal.
Mhm.
Especially if you have a job that you have to travel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like me.
mhm.
Yep.
Well, and with gas prices now too, it's good to not have to drive.
Mary Jean,
Yeah.
delete line 22.
All right, well, with that being said, before we can really technically add it into the budget, can I get a motion to,
I so move. We
I'll second.
modify the budget
I'll second.
accordingly for
all right.
for
is-
$200 for the media for Zoom.
All right, so we've got a motion
I'll second the
to
motion.
allow $200 for Zoom with a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, we have adopted $200 for Zoom into the budget. So good deal. All right, well, in that case, then Jim, is there anything else you need from us for this budget
I don't think
Should
so.
we go for approval?
I think it's inclusive, so.
All right, well, can we get a motion to approve the budget?
I'll make the motion.
In a
Second.
second?
Second,
All right. We're gonna vote on the adopted budget for 2022. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. All right, we have a 2022 budget. Good deal. Thank you for your work on that, Jim. Looks
Oh,
great.
no worries.
Can you send me, do I need to put it in this Sparks, or does it need to be in the February Sparks?
February.
All right, so
So,
don't put this one into into this one.
If
Correct.
we've got it approved already, why don't we go ahead and put it in?
Yeah.
We
why not?
could. I mean, I know I guess the way we worded it in the new bylaws, it was just, it had to go in by February. I mean, I don't know why we couldn't do it twice, but.
I can do it
Uh-uh.
twice, Mary Jane.
All right.
Or Jean, rather, sorry.
All right. Well, I'm going to forward, what we'll do is I'll forward this one to Jim so he can just double check it. I mean, he can really, I guess, change it in order if he had to, but I'll forward it to Jim and let him send you the final copy that he's going to send you, if that works for you and Jim.
Yep, that's good, Jim.
I'm not planning on making any changes to it. I'm probably gonna leave it the way it is.
So just send it to
since-
everybody.
Since we've already voted on it.
All right.
So yeah, if you want to just go ahead and send it out to everybody, that would be perfect. And I'll file away a copy and all the paperwork that I have.
Good deal. Sounds good.
Right.
All right. Well, anything
Mary
else
Jane.
then, Jim?
Nope, I think I'm good. Thank you.
I know I didn't think about reminding you that
for
we had
sharing
that in
that.
there, but you did a great job getting that ready last month anyway, so
right.
not much to do.
I think, with Jim being in December and here, if it was a new treasurer coming on board, then you might need to wait until February, but with continuity going on, I think we can just go ahead and publish it now.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I thought we already decided that one, that we are gonna do it,
Yeah.
but I agree with what you're saying, Joe.
All right, well, we already talked about publications quite a bit, but just in case, was there anything else that you needed to talk about, Mike?
No, Mary Jean, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, Joe?
I have a extra class started last night, 8 students. It went well. John was one of the instructors on it. I think they're asking some questions, which is good. Dean Honadel will be the instructor next week on the math portion and stuff, which is usually a good class. Then I've tentatively set to start a tech class to start the 28th of February, ending April the 4th. So we have that going on 6 Monday nights again. And that is all that I have on training. The extra class ends the 14th of April. I mean, 14th of February.
Joe, will we be testing? Well, we're not meeting in person, so there'll be no testing. So.
That's correct. But you can still put my information there for if people are wanting testing.
Okay.
Contact me.
All right, we'll do.
Because if we can't do it, I can give them other locations that are doing it that they might not know about.
Okay.
That brings up, I guess, the next thing of ARRL VE liaison, Jeff Kraus, is asked to be removed from the Sparks notification. One thing that I've talked to a couple of people, inquired to some. I made a suggestion to Mary Jean possibly that we just put it out in the meeting Tuesday night to see if someone wants to be the ARRL liaison. That person does need to be pretty accurate and methodical to do it, so there's not because now Jeff is able to send it in electronically, and if you send it in electronically, it needs to be error-free. Before, when you send it in paper, they would look at it and they'd call the liaison back and stuff, to where there was ARRL was much more
Lenient.
loose on things than Laurel. Laurel is very stringent with their team leaders and the way they send it in. It's got to be perfect to go in. But we've got a couple of, I've got one ace in the hole if nobody else wants to do it.
Hey, Joe, have you considered going to an online testing?
What was that?
Have we considered going to an online
No,
testing?
I do not consider online testing because I want that relationship with the hams. I think it's a disaster to have online testing if you can do in-person testing. We're going to lose our membership if you do online testing.
Well, it's also worked out pretty well that, I mean, I guess, because you've been, I know you did with the extra class that I did, but have you been continuing to have the testing at the church where you can spread out still?
Yes, the last two tests have been at the church on the first floor.
So it's pretty, I mean, it was really spread out when I did it. I was surprised. And that was kind of right at the height of COVID still. So I thought that worked out well.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been, I'm trying to think what the most we had. I think we had 13 one time and put out the tables around the side of the room, and the person that's taking the test, we have them sit down and stay seated, and the VEs come around to them, and rather than them coming up and even when they finish, raise their hand and somebody will come get the paper, and we do that, and that's made it to where it's you know, fairly staggered, you know, the spacing. But Steve, it's if somebody's remote in an area, I can understand we would want remote testing. But from what I've seen, the people that have gotten their test remotely have no clue of what's going on in ham radio.
So, I mean, what's the difference on somebody walking into a session and asking for a test? Same scenario.
Well, but there's a relationship,
I understand.
and they can have an Elmer, whereas a lot of your remotes are not having an Elmer.
Well, hopefully there won't be too much of a need for online testing. Of course, I know we've been saying hopefully for a lot of things digital related over the past year and a half, but yeah, thank you for doing that, getting those classes going. All right. Anything else, Joe?
No, that's all. Thank you.
All right. Well, Barry, any repeater updates for us?
I went out there yesterday to the 8-2 site just to check on progress, you know, which I've been consistently checking on, and nothing's been done yet. You know, on channel 30 side, and But I mean, the equipment is all out there and they're paying a lot of money for some brand new, great big forklift and all these shipping containers and everything else. So, I mean, it's gonna happen. Just all I can do is just keep going out there and checking to see if any activity is going on. And, you know, you could tell this last week that the repeater is still, you know, very intermittent of it. But, you know, 30 minutes, you know, before net, you'll have the best signal in the world. You're picking up everybody all over the place. And then all of a sudden it just goes to crap. And, you know, we know why, because we have evidence of it. So anyway, but no, nothing going on yet, but I'll keep checking and I will definitely, believe me, I'll let you know when things are going on. Because there's going to probably be 2 or 3 of us out there watching them. It's going to be a very major job because they have some, you know, big stuff to replace.
Are all their stations
No.
running?
Yeah, they're running just fine. It does not interfering with them. It's interfering with us.
Yeah, I knew that. Just didn't know whether something was wrong.
I mean, we've got the evidence of it arcing
Yeah, I know.
right there next to
That's why I
our
was wondering
antenna.
if they've got a station on.
But no, all we can do is wait. We don't have a whole lot, you know, as I've said before, we don't have a whole lot more we can do for leverage. You know, they are gonna be repairing it, and it's probably over $1 million they're having to spend to do this. So, I mean, that's just a guess on my part, but they have a lot of money invested in it, and that's why they hadn't done it up to now. And not to mention the downtime that they're gonna have to put up with for Channel 30 to do this. And I don't even know if they're going to do something with Channel 24 at the same time, which runs right next to it. So, you know, that I'll just have to wait and see. But
That's worth going out there and looking at.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's why we're going to be observing quite a bit once we know it's going on. So, anyway, sorry, that's all the news I got. Have not spent any money, so we're good.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Just guess.
Good deal. Well, I know we say it every time, but thanks for doing all you've done. I'm surprised you haven't been scared off yet with everything you've had to do, but we certainly appreciate it. So,
Well, if I do enjoy it, you know, I love that environment. I love knowing what's going on, and you know, I may get tired of it. Who knows? But anyway, no, glad to do it for now.
good deal. Well, Scott, I know you've got a big budget to use up for this month, but any news on your end?
Since we're not having a meeting, I guess there's nothing I can do. I enjoy it's been kind of easy. I wish I could have, you know, no, I don't have anything really.
Hashtag repairman.
Well, it's, keys to the church. We need to do anything with new board members, anything? You got keys and everything? Do we need to do anything? Update key list?
That's the only thing I haven't gotten that would probably be, I guess, even kind of time consuming. So I don't know if I just need to get Steve's copy or.
If we don't meet up before, then I'll give you mine at Swamp Stompers. Let's think about that.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
You want
Because we have, so who all does have one?
Do we have a key log somewhere?
Because I know I had it in the minutes. I could go back and look, but Joe's got one. And then you've got one.
Sign the keys out or something? Or did we do something with the key log?
Jeff's got one.
Well, I've got two, so that's what there's two different keys to the church. One's for the indoors and
Yeah. I've got two also. I want to say the key log was in the secretary stuff, but I can't swear to it.
Well, I think I put it in the minutes, and I didn't realize this until now. I never actually came up, I think, with the second list, but I can go back and look. I don't think it was more than 4 or 5 though, who had it.
No, it was limited.
It was, yeah, it was very limited to.
we didn't know if we wanted to do anything, so. That's all I have.
All right. While I'm looking for that, Lynn, do you have anything for us?
No, don't have anything this time other than what mentioned before, for the website.
Okay. All right, Carolyn.
We've got some new members or renewals. I'll read them off. Starting with KT4EP and extra. Dewey Barton, preferred nickname Keith. And he's also an ARRL member. KK4VPS, Bill Flanagan, General, ARRL member and Aries. AJ4AT, John Galerno, Aries, Skywarn Spotter, Mara, and a family member, AK4BD. He's also paying for 2 years because he was late with his 2021 membership fee. So he's paid $50 for 2 years of family memberships. Leonard Grice and W4MKS, General, ARRL, Aries, CERT, Skywarn, PIO, VE, and board member. And KY4FB, Mary Jean Hall, Extra, ARRL, Aries, Skywarn, TN Medical Reserve Corps, CPR, Disaster Animal Response Team, and board member. KM4MRW, Michael Harrison, General, ARRL, and AEMT. KD4FUU, James Martin, Extra, ARRL, Aries, Skywarn. W5CJ, Barry McDonald, Extra, ARRL, Aries, Skywarn. And repeater trustee. KW4RM, Richard Miller, nickname Rick, ARRL, VAMC, and N4ABS, Kenneth Welch, General, Skywarn Spotter. So do we have a motion to accept these as new and renewed members?
What address on that last guy? N4ABS.
3306 Highland Park Place, Memphis, Tennessee, 38111.
Highland Park Place?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with him.
Says
I'm
first year.
surprised.
First year he joined the Delta Amateur Radio Club was 1986. He's a new
Oh.
member and a renewal, so I guess.
And Keith Barton, I'm surprised he joined. As vocal as he's been against the club.
Oh,
board.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh?
What was that question?
I didn't, yeah, somebody sounded very. That wasn't me. Did somebody have a question?
That sounded like the bullfrog net in the background of somebody's.
Oh, okay, okay. So did you have a problem with Keith Barton?
No, it just surprised me because he was very outspoken about the board being new and all that that in an email some time back. But anyway, that's fine. More than happy to have him.
Okay. Says he first joined in 1993, then lapsed, and then joined again in 2010. So I guess most of us would be pretty new. Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite active for a while, and then he, went off the face of the earth, and now he's coming back in this year, but he thought I misled, I was misleading the board.
Regarding what?
Anything and everything, I think. He was complaining that all the board members are new. Well, if old people like him don't speak up to be on the board, you're going to have new members.
Well,
Some people
that's good
just
that
like
he-
to complain.
That's good that he did submit an application, so.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion to accept the membership applications that Carolyn read off?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, in favor, say aye, or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, it passes. Those memberships have been approved.
Hey, Joe, board membership's like 1 hour a week, right?
Anything
a
else,
question.
Carolyn?
Yeah, I had a question about sending out membership cards to life members. Is that something that we do? I know the letters that we have on file aren't really apropos to life members. It just says, thank you for renewing your membership this year.
Life members did get laminated life ID cards.
Did they? Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So
Good
I don't think it's needed. There might be 1 or 2 people that got life membership very, very late that didn't get a laminated one.
Okay, so just,
I
Just
would
a que-
just, I
just
don't
let it
know, don't send them out to the life members and see if somebody asks for one.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, that's all I
It'll
have.
save you a lot of work.
Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think I only had maybe one request for one, and like Joe said, that was a late addition for somebody, so.
Okay,
I guess if anybody reaches out and says they've lost theirs, you could probably redo one at your discretion, but
okay.
like you said, I probably wouldn't send them out. It'll save you a little time. So, well, probably a lot of time. So, okay. I thought the membership cards that you sent looked good, Carolyn. I'm assuming I didn't go through and check all the frequencies because I'm familiar with a few on that list,
Yeah.
but not all of them.
I double checked them
You did?
against our website and in Sparks. Now, Joe mentioned we may want to put our YouTube site on there, which is, I mean, I have a new copy. I moved Delta Amateur Radio Club up a notch and then inserted, it just says Delta Amateur Radio Club -YouTube underneath the Facebook line. So there actually is room for it. You don't really want the actual YouTube link because it's pretty cryptic. So that's the best I can do. I can send that out for your approval.
One thing that I did see, and I didn't comment in the email, was you had W4BS after the digipeater frequency. Is that needed?
I don't know. That's the way it was passed on to me. If you think that's extraneous, I can take that out.
I think we can take it out.
Okay. Okay.
The only other thing on the 440 frequencies, you had the PL tone over on the right side and not for the 443 200 frequency.
Well, because it's the same one, I can put it in there twice.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put that in there twice. Okay. That's all I have.
Mike, you got my training classes?
Yes, sir, I did. Thank you.
All right.
Don't wait on my president's corner.
I'm still waiting, Steve.
I'll be waiting a while.
I understand you volunteered to do Mary Jean.
That's
So
what I heard too.
Didn't you hear that? He's gonna go.
I'm sorry, you must be muted.
What?
No, I checked that before I started talking.
All right.
We're good.
Steve, I know that with programs, I know we discussed this month's program already. Everything else at a glance, I thought looked pretty good, which I know what we try to do is kind of each month confirm what we're going to do. So, but I thought it looked good at a glance. Is there anything else you want to go into for anything with programs right now, or?
Right now, hopefully, we can get the speakers. If not, can we switch topics around and make it work out? But I think we have a year's worth of stuff that we could get.
I know as long as I guess Mike gets to find out for the month of by the board meeting, as long as we get stuff confirmed, then that'll help him for Spark.
Yep.
So. Good deal.
Do we want to publish that list as a tentative schedule of meetings?
It's, 12 months is an awful long
Yeah,
time.
it is.
I think it's a good list for the board, to have and to shoot for and to know what we got, but, we don't know what COVID's gonna end up doing.
Yeah. Well, and like he mentioned, if he's got a speaker lined up and the month before they back out or something, then
We can always play. There's plenty of stuff, and we can play a YouTube video or something. I mean,
Right.
There's always a plan B or plan C that we can take.
Yeah.
I think it's a good plan, but yeah, we just do it we just release it to the membership month by month.
I agree.
And Steve, I've got the projector, the club projector at my house. I used it for the last tech class. I finished up the tech class and got it from Ian. But I've got it in the power strip. I think Ian has the extension cord. We'll have to get it from him.
all right. Well, John, do you have anything?
Not this meeting, but we'll have.
All right. Well,
I
I
would
know.
like to extend an offer to Steve, that I noticed one of the topics was go boxes, so I can get you some information about what we recommend, some lists and stuff from Aries.
That's great.
Well, Steve Frazier, I know that you're just kind of sitting in, but do you want to share with us, I guess, do you feel like you've given us a good update on Swamp Stompers, or anything else you want to pipe in?
No, I think we're good on Swamp Stompers. I've got, at least, I got 3 people at least at each station. And that's the thing about Swamp Stompers. If you get too many, it's kind of too much. Most of the people are outside and it is pretty dead gum cold. So, I think we're in good shape. We got a good mixture of experienced people at each place and some new ones at each place. I'm looking forward to it. Roger's going to do the turnaround, which is about the farthest away, and I was going to be out that way tomorrow, and I was going to check and I know the repeater, like Barry said, the repeater can change, a minute's notice, but I was going to check each of the spots. I can't get down to Woodland, of course, but I was going to check as much as I could tomorrow when I was out that way. But Roger, he was all right at the turnaround, and he said he checked that today. He got into it with HT, so that was a good sign. No, we're in good shape. Joe, appreciate you making the announcement on the net. We got a couple of new people, I think, that way, and so we're in good shape. Just hope for good weather.
do. All right, well, thank you again for sticking on an extra year and all that. So certainly made a difference.
No problem. And like y'all know, I'm going to be around. So if anything, I think we're in pretty good shape on the transition, but if anything, anything we've overlooked or forgot about comes up, y'all, unfortunately, y'all know where to find me. So
That we do.
Every time I see you, you're on Zoom.
that's it. That's it.
Good deal. Well, everything that I wanted to talk about, we've talked about either in your reports or earlier. So I don't really have anything except to say I've got a couple ideas I want to try to kind of brainstorm a little bit better that I'll be bringing up over the next few months. But I am looking forward to working with you all. And I know, we'll probably have a few obstacles that we have to deal with from time to time, whether it's COVID or any of the regular obstacles that we deal with for the club. But I do look forward to serving with you all this year, and I'm excited. So I know there's a lot of progress that's been built on in the previous years, and I hope we can continue that. So. All right, well, other than that, does anybody have anything else that we need to discuss tonight? Okay, is there any objection to adjourning?
Negative.
All right, we are at 7:42, we are adjourned.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
New Year, and stay COVID to everybody.